of the United States of America. To the United States. One nation under God. With liberty and justice for all.
All right, and the four-way test. Of the things we think, say, or do, is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? All right.
We've got a loud person microphone. The Ted Ming microphone. Can I make an announcement real quick?
Yes.
Okay.
Hey, everybody.
Geez, but I got it backward.
Is that better?
Yeah. Okay. So, if anyone doesn't know, I'm loud. Yeah, Betsy, so are you. People have been having trouble hearing us on Zoom, so we have two microphones this morning. One is labeled loud. It's for loud people. One is labeled quiet. It's for Ted. If you are a loud person and you use the quiet microphone, you will make us all deaf, okay? So try to read it before you use it, okay? And I'll be modulating them during the meeting, so please try that. And also, microphones work better when they're pointed at your face, but when they droop and they come away from your face, you can't quite hear them. So if you hear me scream microphone, please don't take it personally. Just point it back at your face like you're eating an ice cream cone. Kendra, you look confused. What do you?
Oh, I'm always confused.
There you go. So please aim at your face, and if it starts drooping away, please point it back at your face. And again, loud people don't use the loud microphone or the quiet one. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, now we have to decide who needs to use which microphone. Okay. And just, for those of you who were here last week, I did receive an email from Bob Rose for apologizing when he was talking during the meeting, and I said it's okay. We laughed, we got over it, but anyway, he did acknowledge it, and I know it's hard on Zoom sometimes to know if you are muted or not. So, all right, Adrian, you look like you're chomping at the bit. Come on up.
Not really.
Which one?
Well, I'm a loud person, sort of. So we have to be really good today, though, because we have Virgil Scott from the Denver Club. Welcome, and he might be talking about us. And then we have Cindy Bruce, who might be joining us. So, and I don't think I'll have to introduce the guest, our speaker.
All right, welcome guests. We're glad you're here. Okay, so today is National Whiskey Day.
Right.
So cheers, everyone. Had I looked at it earlier, I could have brought some to put in our coffee, but anyway, and then also it is National Joe Day. So Joe, since you're the only Joe in our club, we celebrate you too. But, oh, Joe Pomfret too. Sorry, Joe. Two Joes. Okay, so the rundown. Today, Lori, right? You guys are transferring items from the truck. Is that correct? Okay, so good. Thank you for volunteering for that. We have the Rotary Book Club, April 7th at 5 at Todd Bastian's house. Then we have the Rotary Peace Team meeting here on the 10th at 8:15. Foothills Home Garden and Lifestyle Show is April 11th and 12th. I'm sure I saw Dave here, so I'm sure he'll have an announcement. And then the Area 8 Social, celebrating Ryla, April 23rd. I'm sure that a Sign Up Genius will go out soon for that. And then just an FYI, a change to the board meeting. Oh, it's supposed to be April 30th, not April 20th. It's April 30th. So Jack's gonna put it on the calendar and I will fix my slide. And it's gonna be at 5 at the Stone House. So whoever would like to join that. And also for the Red Badgers, you are, I shouldn't say required. We would love for you to attend a board meeting. So we do them on in person, but then also on Zoom. So it will be April 30th. And then Outdoor Lab After Dark fundraiser is May 2nd. And then around the district, April 4th is at the table with Dr. King at the Epic campus in Littleton. And the link for that is in the notes as well. Deadline for Rotary Legacy Projects is April 15th. Epic Day of Service is May 16th. And I think I saw an appearance of Gary McKay here. Look at you, stranger. Good to see you.
Again?
So he may have more about that. And then Center of Love Kenya trip August 4th through the 11th, and then Tanzania trip February 2027. And I'll keep that on there until Patrice and Kurt tell me that they're full and they would like me to take it off. Okay, so some needs around town. Whoa. I know.
Fitzy was really ignored. My wife says she can't take me anywhere.
I guess so. And Lauren just got her water bottle back. Don't dent it. Okay.
How much whiskey's in that coffee?
Yeah. So we thought Jen actually volunteers at Echo. And, each week they put on their Facebook page what they're in need of. One thing and that's more for the pantry, but they do not put clothing on there. And so the thrift or resale shop is really in need of clothing. So if you guys are cleaning out, great time right now, spring cleaning, take it over there because Jen volunteers on Saturday and she has nothing to do if there's no clothes. So they take, household items, I think decorative stuff, so shoes. So please, if you have the time, take some stuff over there. And I know that EAPL also takes donations, and they were asking for clothing as well. So whoever you like to donate to, it's just a great time to clean out and do that. And we will continue doing the food donations each month. And thank you for all of that too. Okay, we're gonna do Happy Bucks. Who's doing Happy Bucks today? Steve? Do you get quiet?
He gets loud. He gets loud. There we go.
All right, who has Happy Bucks?
Happy Bucks today. Anybody have Happy Bucks? Here.
Erica?
He gets loud.
Erica?
I don't need a mic. Yeah, because they can hear you in Denver.
I've got 5 Happy Bucks. I talked to Tom Johnson and he's doing fine. Luckily with that car accident a lot of us saw, it could have been a lot worse. Thank you to this man.
Yeah.
They got him out of the car, he said.
I was nervous getting burrito this morning. So
Yeah.
I'm glad everyone made it this morning.
So anyway, he is in a walker. He's doing fine. So I got $5.
Thank you. That's good to hear.
I've got 8 Happy Bucks. Iowa Hawkeyes being an doing day.
I got a happy 5. Just had a chance to spend some time with Scott at Pence. Marianne, wherever Marianne went.
Right there,
Somewhere there. There you go, Marianne. We had a great time. Great leadership coming forward. Can't wait for Scott and all of his ideas and to work with the area. But it was a great long weekend in Loveland. So, thank you.
Oh, yeah.
President-elect training symposium or something like that. It was a great time, so thank you.
And just a quick reminder, if you don't have cash today, I've got envelopes. So you can have an IO Happy Bucks envelope.
So I am going to say Pets was a great experience. I brought my Rotary Wildfire Ready program
to clubs in Wyoming, Nebraska, and all throughout Colorado. So they are very interested in our program. It was interesting, the Nebraska people, because they're on fire, were very interested in our program. So great success at Pets. And I didn't get a chance to do a shout out for Kay and Jen for all of the hard work that they did for the luau. I just wanted to make sure that they were truly recognized for all of their work.
I have happy bucks. My oldest son got engaged on Monday in Amsterdam to his girlfriend of 8.5 years. So I have 20 bucks for that, one down, one to go.
Erica?
Oh, we have
Erica.
somebody on Zoom. Oh,
Me.
go ahead.
Can you see me? It's Jennifer.
She's up there. Yeah. She's in front of us.
Go ahead, Jennifer.
I have 46 happy bucks because I'm on a 46 stop tour of Spain and Portugal, and I'm in the Segunda Familia right now. And Mike and I have both been sick for a week, but we're still enjoying this trip. But 46 stops is a bit much. I don't recommend it.
Well, thank you, Jennifer.
I'll see you. I get home next Friday night, so I'll see you in 2 weeks. Can you see where I am?
All right. That's beautiful.
Beautiful.
Wow, thank you. Is there anybody else on Zoom that wants to give happy bucks? Okay, go ahead.
Okay, my happy buck is because the EPRD board did approve to put a peace pole in Kittredge Park. And so that'll be going in sometime this summer, and David saved one for us, so we'll get that in.
Yay.
Any more happy bucks today?
You know what, I'll do a happy buck for, I think I announced last week that my granddaughter, freshman, made the varsity. Well, last night, she's been starting every single game. She scored her first goal in a 3-0 victory for Hudsonville.
Thank you. I don't know what microphone.
All right.
Oh, it's obvious.
I'm not so sure. Okay, so now we have the Sergeant at Arms, and we are going to do a get to know you bingo.
Yay! Yay!
We don't have any the luau anymore for these guys to perform or anything like that. So today we thought before we have Ken talking, we would do a get to know you bingo. We have a lot of new members that people might not know. We have people that have been out of the country, just not here. So we thought it would be fun to get to know some people and see what you can come up with at your tables.
Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. Super fun this morning. You're gonna work with your table. I'm gonna give you a bingo card, and you're gonna work through the bingo card to see who at your table has each of these boxes. Okay, so for example, your favorite color is red. That's not on here, but your favorite color is red. Whose favorite color is red at our table? So we talk through it, put your names down, and then the goal is to see how many people you can get in all the boxes, right? So whoever has the most boxes with the most people at the end is gonna win a prize. It's gonna be fun.
There you go.
What if we think outside the box?
There's always one. There's always one. Okay, I do have some pens here. If you don't have a pen, you're gonna need to have a recorder for your table. I'm gonna quickly distribute your sheets here. The group back here, you guys are gonna be a little group. Here's the sheet for you.
We need a recorder really bad.
Okay, everybody should have a sheet, you should have a pen, you know the rules. Let's get started. Be sure to put names in the boxes of who you have. Yeah. And it's not traditional bingo, we're looking for as many boxes as you can get. So keep going. You have a 5-minute window.
He's got it.
Yeah, I'm working on it. I got you. Come on.
Silence is golden.
Yeah, I don't mind, right?
Yeah, I guess when they do these little hands-on thing, it's kind of tough for us in Zoom land, huh?
Yeah. Yes, it is.
Larry, that's what a card looks like, eh?
Larry, where are you again?
I'm up at our mountain house up in Jefferson, Colorado on 285.
Okay.
Yeah.
You said-
10,000 feet, and it's 28 degrees this morning and trying to snow.
Oh, good.
Hope it does.
So you
Larry,
said
are
this
you
is-
north? Are you north or south of 285?
North. Yeah, we're up on Michigan Hill up towards Jefferson Lake.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Oh yeah, yeah. We're looking right out at the Continental Divide, and it's the little slice of heaven. We're just over the mountain, over the Continental Divide from Breckenridge. So
Okay.
yeah, it's gorgeous up here. We try and spend our entire summers up here, yeah,
Nice.
and weekends when we can get away.
I went to Jefferson Lake maybe a year or must have been in the fall. And there was a
Yeah.
mama moose and a baby.
Oh yeah,
Right
yeah,
by
lots of moose.
right by the
Yeah.
lake.
Yeah, and you can
Very
see
nice.
over my shoulder my picture of a moose right here.
Oh,
And,
okay.
yeah, we have a moose. We have a moose theme at our house, so it's kind of fun. And being a photographer, you know, I go out after moose and
You don't have to
usually
hold
I come back with a
because
couple
you're
good shots.
unmuted.
Yeah, it's kind of fun. Yeah,
Have you ever met a moose up close and personal?
I have not on purpose, but yeah, I was, you know, and their eyesight is really horrible, but their sense of hearing and smell is very acute.
Oh,
And here I was, I had my tripod and my camera, and I was out in the middle, and I had 7 bull moose walking
Pencils
right
down. All right.
Does any table have every box checked? Okay. Does anybody have all but one checked? What one don't you have? Evergreen native. Does anybody have all but 2 checked? What don't you have?
Evergreen native and just likes coffee.
Just likes hobby. Okay, raise your hand. Does everybody has an unusual hobby? Did everybody get that one?
Yeah. We don't all have one. Who has an unusual hobby they would like to share?
We listed David, but I used to tie flies.
I play amateur competitive pool, and in 2003, I played in the national championships in Las Vegas.
All right. Who else, Chris? You guys have
I do some auctioneering, so I'm looking for $100. $100 over 100, 200, over 2, 2, 2, look at 3, got 3, look at 3, got 4, got $500 sold right there.
Come on, man.
Okay, so we have one table that was missing one box, one table that was missing 2 boxes. Anybody missing 3 boxes? There are a total of 5 times 30 boxes.
So does that mean we don't have one Evergreen native in here? Wow, not one. Okay.
That's an interesting fact.
Yeah, that is an interesting fact. Okay, one more. How many Colorado natives do we have? Okay, all right.
That's better.
That's good. Let's do one more box. Let's see.
Fun fact?
Yes. Who had a fun fact?
Unusual hobby or fun fact? Anybody else want to share? Hey, Dr. Eve is a beekeeper. That's an interesting one for sure.
Did anybody learn something about someone at your table that you didn't know? Who wants to share?
Yeah. Katie has run 5 marathons.
You haven't even learned that over drinks, Katie. Come on.
We learned that Marcia has run 3 marathons.
Wow. Nice job, you guys.
Good job.
All right, well,
I run 0.
Zero marathon. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed it and got to know something about people at your table. Next, we will have general announcements. So whoever has a general announcement, please come up. Remember to say your name as Jen will be taking the notes.
Chris Kazian, Chair of the Community Services Committee, also known as the CSC. We have the Rotary, the Rodeo, Evergreen Rotary, Rodeo. It's Friday morning. I said I was a morning person. I lied. The rodeo has their event in June, and we are looking for a champion to help spearhead our efforts to put a float in that wonderful parade. We've got money, we've got the trailer, we just need some exciting decorations and a theme for our event. So if you're interested, see me or I will find you.
I marched in the parade last year. It was quite a lot of fun. I have the quiet mic, so I'll speak up. Good morning. My name is Scott White. I'm going to talk this morning. Did you all know that we're organized as an area 8? There's 5 clubs that live up in the foothills, mountain foothills, and our assistant district governor is Mary Ann Temple over here. And so we're organized in areas, and then we also above the areas is a district governor, and Mindy is going to be our district governor next year. So. Yeah. Oh, 1 year following. 1 year following. Oh, 2 years. Oh boy, I'm in trouble. 28, 29. Wonderful. Anyway, and then actually we go from districts up to zones, and we're part of the Big West zones. There's 2 zones, 26 and 29, I believe. Is that correct?
26, 27.
26 and 27. Okay, I got that screwed up. So what do I know? Anyway. As part of our zone, we're gonna meet, not part of our zone, as part of this, of our Area 8, we're gonna meet with the 5 clubs on the 23rd of April. This is coming right up, and we chose to not announce this right away because we were concentrating on the luau, okay? So I would love to have all of you there. Last year, we had great participation with the celebrating Imagination Library with Dolly Park. This year, we're celebrating the RILA, which stands for Rotary Youth Leadership Awards. We're going to have several RILA students there. We're going to have keynote speakers. That is going to be Gabby, and she is, what's her title, Bill?
She'll be
Chair of Young RILA this year. And so we're going to have a great program. We're going to try to have RILA students at every single table so that everyone has an opportunity to speak one-on-one with someone who's had this wonderful experience. And RILA, we actually as Rotarians pay for 12 to 14 every year from our community to go to this wonderful camp. So we hope to see you there.
Morning, everybody.
Ooh, I got the loud one.
Do you want to trade? Because I might do that one. All right.
Hello, hello. I'm Dave Laughlin, and I just wanted to let everybody know if they haven't heard that the home show is coming up just 2 weeks from now. It's April 11th and 12th, and it's at Confer High School. This is a really fun event for us. There's probably over 70 booths, and I'm talking, windows, doors, siding, roofing, landscaping, concrete on the inside of your house, countertops, flooring, you name it, it's there. And I really hope everybody attends, and tell your friends and your neighbors and your family. It's going to be a great time.
I'm Betsy. Whoa. But I am loud. Go ahead. Okay, there we go. All right. I'm Betsy Hayes, and on behalf of the board, the Evergreen Park and Rec Board, I'd like to invite everyone out next Thursday at 11 o'clock. We are having the groundbreaking for the new 8-lane swimming pool right there at Buchanan. So come one, come all. There won't be enough shovels, but it's gonna be a big project. It's gonna take a year to get done, but it's getting done and it's getting started. Thanks.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Gary McKay, and I head up the road cleanup that we call the Road Warriors.
Teach the microphone.
All right, how's that better? Okay, I'll speak up.
Yeah.
But just want to remind everyone that we'll be doing that road cleanup on May 16th, which will be the Epic Day of Service. So a good day for our club to be out in the public, wear your t-shirts and show them that we help out, as they already know. So please mark your calendar. We'll start at 8 or 9 in the morning, and I'll send out an email with more details. Thank you.
Chris Casey here again, just a reminder, 2 o'clock today, we have a groundbreaking at station number 2. We're renovating, taking part of the building down and making a beautiful fire station for folks. 2 o'clock, there is cake. Thanks for reminding me.
Yeah. Will you have cake? Betsy, will you guys have cake?
I don't know. So next week.
2 things. First of all, if you ordered a sweatshirt or a fleece, they are here. They've been in my house for about a month, but I forgot them 1 week and then I haven't been here. So if you ordered a sweatshirt or a fleece and don't have it yet, please come see me. I have it. And the other thing is, in addition to the highway stretch on Epic Day of Service, I'm talking to EPRD. Last year, we cleaned up Stagecoach Park also. And we're hoping to do that again this year. So hopefully we'll have confirmation on that from Corey in the next few days. So if you can't make it for the early morning highway cleanup, you can meet us at Stagecoach Park shortly thereafter.
All right, great. Ken, you want to come on up? Now we'll make sure we have these correct.
Begin first. I'm Ted, the beekeeper. The bees are flying. The bears are out. So electricity is up. I'm honored to have Ken Lavas, who is a member of our club.
Eat
Okay.
the microphone.
Eat the microphone. He's been a member of this club for over 10 years. And he and I did a presentation a few years ago on the blue zones. So this is actually following that. I think what we're seeing in medicine now is that we're transitioning from infectious disease to inflammation. So the talk today is really about our oral airway, but also inflammation. So Ken?
Thank you, everyone. It's great to be here. For those that don't know, excuse me, I'm a general dentist here in Evergreen. So, a general dentist and gentle. Just a little disclaimer here. Okay, educational purposes. I'm not giving individualized medical advice. Talk to your dentist, your physician, healthcare providers. So what if you were told that there's a revolutionary new treatment that would make you more creative, more attractive, keeps you slim, boosts your immune system, protects you from cancer and dementia, lowers your risks for heart disease, heart attack, stroke, diabetes, and makes you feel happier and less depressed? Sign me up, right? Sign me up.
Whiskey day.
It would be, if we have time, we'll talk about alcohol. Unfortunately, it's not good. But anyone interested, of course, right? It's how much. And unfortunately, or fortunately, it's for free, and it's available to each of us every night. But in our modern society, there are plenty of things, a myriad of things that disrupt our sleep. And we have some anatomical things, some structural things that disrupt sleep as well, not to mention our modernity and devices. But this is a fascinating book. If you want to read more, I would encourage you. It's a wonderful book. But sleep is the single most effective thing we can do to reset our brain and sleep health, or what does that say? And body health each day. So, and no facet, I think this is really important, no facet of the human body is spared the crippling, noxious harm of sleep loss. So that's really, really foundational here. So one of the particular things that disrupt sleep is obstructive sleep apnea, OSA. And OSA, it's chronic, it's a serious disorder. It's where we repeatedly stop breathing for 10 seconds or more during sleep. And then it falls under a category of disorders called sleep-related breathing disorders. So within that continuum is another one called upper airway resistance syndrome. Lots of fit females have that, and it's a very serious issue. It's the one where you have no trouble falling asleep, but you can't stay asleep. So you'll wake up at 2:33 in the morning, can't go back to sleep. Sympathetic system is really in overdrive. So just a few random facts that I pulled out here. About 1 in 5 have OSA. A large percentage are undiagnosed. So about 6% don't snore. If you have AFib, there's a really high correlation with OSA. So if you have AFib, at least get a sleep test. That's really, really important. Nasal congestion really makes OSA worse. And then OSA, increased prevalence with overactive bladder. And then about half or over half have joint TMD, so temporomandibular joint problems. And it used to be I'd see these terms and I would just kind of glaze over. They're kind of boring, but this is how we diagnose it. And it's physicians that have to diagnose sleep apnea. Apnea is a decrease or essentially a cessation in airflow by 90 to 100%, and it lasts for about 10 seconds. So that's an apnea, and a hypopnea is a decrease in airflow. So you add those two together, an apnea and a hypopnea, and you get the AHI index, which is what is used to score or diagnose OSA. Now, AHI is not such, there's a push to move beyond that because AHI doesn't scale the severity or the duration of a desaturation. So your oxygen level drops. You could have a significant drop and a long duration, but not as many events as someone who has a higher score. So AHI doesn't give us the whole picture, but unfortunately that is what insurance companies use, and that will determine a cutoff whether you have it or you don't, and whether or not you get insurance reimbursement. And then the really, I think, important part here then is, what does this do to sleep? It creates arousals. And an arousal is when you're pushed back into a lighter level of sleep. And then each arousal puts you into a lighter stage of sleep. If that lasts more than 15 seconds, then it's an awakening. And awakenings, then we know what that is. So if there's one takeaway from this, I think it's that there's more and more supporting evidence that the underlying reason OSA causes so many problems in all of our body's systems is due to the systemic inflammation and the consequences of disruptive sleep and those drops in oxygen. So I think that is kind of just a key takeaway there. But we don't just go to sleep one night and then wake up with OSA. It's a continuum, and there's a lot of signs, a lot of markers along the way. So this is not necessarily a stepwise progression that we have to go through, but this is kind of anything in the, I don't have a pointer, do I? Anything in the snoring, noisy breathing to OSA, there's a problem. Snoring indicates there's a problem. It's not a complete blockage, but it's a problem. So don't ignore snoring. If you have a spouse that snores, there's a problem. It's not just the elbow. So the other important point is with children. Children should never snore. If a child snores, if you have children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, if they snore, they need help. And they should never snore. Now, if they're sick, okay, that's, a little different, but if it's a repeated snoring incidences, that is not healthy. So we're just, these are just the kind of the anatomical features that we need to look at, and we won't dwell on this very long, but these are the areas then that the blockages or the constrictions can occur. So the nose can be a problem. We have turbinates there. You can get enlarged turbinates if you can't breathe through your nose. Often those turbinates will enlarge on their own, so it can be this vicious cycle. We can have nasal valve collapse. So I have this problem where if I breathe in really forcefully, the sides of my nose will collapse. So that's nasal valve collapse. And there's a lot of products now on the market to help mitigate that. There's things called nasal dilators. Then there's little magnetic tabs you can apply to your nose. So I've tried all of them. So you can talk to me later afterwards. The epiglottis can become a problem. We have adenoids and tonsils in kids. And the black and white features there that you see are just what those blockages look like on a CBCT, on a 3D image. And then the tongue is a big player in this. The back part of the tongue can fall back, it can block it, and then the upper pharynx as well. And then we have some pictures of what collapsibility looks like. So this is Mae West. Mae West, unfortunately, got a plastic ring around her. She continued to live, but you can see there's a price There's a price, there's always a price for adaptation. And our body will do everything necessary to obtain the next breath. But if there's structural compromises, there's going to be adaptation. And so I think the part to this is recognizing that how we breathe impacts how we grow. Now, recognize him? Yeah. We all know him, right? Yeah. We can pick him out. Amazing Olympian. Most decorated medals, most gold medals. This is what's interesting. He was diagnosed with ADHD in 6th grade. And swimming was an outlet for his energy. I don't know if you know him. Anyone know him? Eliud? Yeah, that was his competitor, also a Kenyan, but this is Eliud Kipchoge, greatest marathon runner, I think, in history. First human to run a sub 2-hour marathon. Just insane. If you've seen him run, it's just amazing. And when he runs, he smiles. He does that to keep his face relaxed. Doesn't matter how much pain he's in, he's smiling. It's pretty amazing. So you look at his face and look at his face. Completely different ways that they grow, completely different ways that they breathe. Michael Phelps was made to breathe through his mouth. He was designed to breathe through his mouth. He is a mouth breather. Eliud, much different. He's a nasal breather. He has a very broad, wide jaw, broad smile. They grew much differently. And they grew in large part because of their tongue. So here's some more. Jaws is a great book if you want to learn more about breathing, tongue posture, and its relationship to facial growth. And then Breath is a fantastic book as well. So I mentioned that there are signs all along the way. And as a dentist, what do I look for when I'm seeing someone, particularly someone that may have no awareness that they have an airway or even potentially sleep apnea problem? What am I looking for? What are signs that I might see? Well, the obvious ones, of course, are going to be the subjective information that I get. One, if someone is waking up unrested, they sleep an adequate amount of time, but they still feel tired, exhausted when they wake up. They snore. They wake up with a headache, wake up gasping. So all of those, of course, are indicators. But then on top of that, we have, can you nasal breathe? Nasal breathing is just a huge, it's kind of the foundation for airway health. And without nasal breathing, if we're mouth breathing, we need to get to the cause of that. And then there's lip competencies. So in order to swallow, we have to seal our lips, and then we have to create pressure with our tongue. Our tongue has to come, normally it would come up. People that have a reverse swallow are going to push their tongue forward, which is going to impact the teeth, can move teeth, and it will create muscle compensations as they swallow. So I'm looking for, you pucker your chin to keep your lips together. And you have to do that when you swallow. And then, of course, we're looking at tonsils as well. So particularly in children, if you've got large tonsils, grade 3, 4, that's going to create some issues. And then I mentioned the tongue before. I'm looking at the sides of the tongue. Does it have scalloping? Is it indented? Indented or scalloped tongue, very high association with an airway problem because it indicates there's clenching. And then I also want to see the ability of the tongue to move. And this is where I think it's really fascinating because I think the tongue is the scaffold for orofacial growth. And it's our scaffold that helps us breathe properly. So we have a tie or a frenum underneath our tongue, frenulum. And that that string, that attachment in utero is what helps move the tongue forward, making the tongue grow forward. And then that attachment should retract. And it retracts in us in varying degrees, or in some people not at all. And then we get these varying amounts of tongue tether or tongue tie. So when someone says they're tongue tied, this is, it's not just talking about speech, but it's really, this is where it comes from. So these grade 3, grade 4 tongue ties, now in children, it might look really cute because their tongue, when they stick it out, might look like a heart. And we think that's cute. However, that's a problem. It's an indication of a problem. So if you have kids, grandkids, if you see issues like this with the tongue, and this is, I think, a really important place where we can talk about some therapy for this, and that's myofunctional therapy. So myofunctional therapy is in a simplified form, is essentially like physical therapy for the mouth. So it's working to create new neural pathways to strengthen the tongue, to establish proper swallowing patterns. And so if you have OSA, doing myofunctional therapy, you will get a benefit. Absolutely, it will be an improvement. And so anyone with airway problems, I think more and more we're learning that one therapy, monotherapy, is not the answer. It takes a combination of different therapies in order to really solve some of these issues. So tongue, and tongue is what drives the growth of our upper jaw. So the tongue needs to be up, needs to be in proper posture. I talk a lot about tongue posture, which sounds weird, right? Tongue needs to be up, needs to be high. If it can't get high, the maxilla is not going to grow wide. It will grow up and narrow. And the floor of the roof of the mouth is also the floor of our nose. It's the same bone. So myofunctional therapy, I think, really key to this. Another Harville in the 1970s did a study with monkeys. It's kind of a sad study. I don't think it would pass ethical standards today, but they put silicone plugs in these monkeys' noses as they were growing. All of these, did they what? Yeah. Their faces grew long, their dental arches grew narrow and constricted, long face, open mouths. Sad, but they took the silicone plugs out, they reversed after 18 months. So it demonstrates some of the problems, the consequences of adaptation when we mouth breathe. And mouth breathing, when we are ages, infant to age 11 is where it's really key. Maybe 12 in boys, but 11 is really where the width of our jaws gets determined. So when we can intervene at early ages, we can make significant impacts and prevent myriads of problems for people. So I think what we want to connect here is that the way that we breathe impacts the way that we grow, and then how we've grown impacts the way we breathe. Because later in life, as we age, airway gets more collapsible and we get more problems. Sleep is easier to get fragmented, so there's many issues here. When you see your physician and get diagnosed, this is probably the first line of treatment they're going to offer you. Right out of the gate, this has about a 50% compliance rate. Year 3, it drops off. So it's not really a great solution for everyone. But the sad part is there's many people that have a diagnosis of moderate or severe OSA that are CPAP intolerant and are not doing anything. And that's where you get some serious downstream consequences, some systemic consequences. Remember Antonin Scalia, Supreme Court Justice, former, went on a hunting trip, had his CPAP by his bed, didn't use it, didn't have it plugged in, had a long history of health problems of OSA, and unfortunately succumbed to a heart attack that night. So it's not something to take lightly. It's very serious. Also, we have oral appliances. This is oral appliance therapy. Dentists would make this, and it essentially holds the mandible forward, preventing really the tongue from falling back and blocking the airway. I want to leave a little time for some questions. So there's so many more therapies we can talk about. There's laser therapy to tighten and strengthen the back of the hypopharynx. What's amazing now is we have some non-surgical techniques, like a Marfie, it's called. It's an awful looking retainer, but it's a retainer that's anchored into the roof of your mouth with mini screws that then will skeletally expand your jaw. And where we get the most expansion with that is right here in the front by the canines. That's what matters most, because that expansion decreases nasal resistance. So, and so I think, this is our goal really, is we want to get to the cause of things. And the aim of medicine is to prevent disease and prolong life. The ideal of medicine is to eliminate the need of a physician. So, if there's more of this, our healthcare costs would significantly drop. I'd love to talk about George Catlin. He was a painter back in the 19th century, ethnographer, ran across some tribes and some Native Americans that came through Philadelphia, was fascinated with them, decided, hey, I'm going to go study them. He went to over 150 different places, tribes, and painted them. And he was struck by the fact that they all had broad faces. They kept their mouths closed. They had broad smiles. They nasal breathed. They didn't breathe. He was a mouth breather. He wrote a book in the 1900s, early 1900s, Shut Your Mouth, Save Your Life. So, yeah, right. In more ways than one. So, and his paintings are now in the Smithsonian, and some of the best documentation that we have of the appearance of Native Americans. So this is not new science. It's just, unfortunately, our Western modern society and our diet has not always helped us the best. Let's take a few questions. Marcia.
My first question would be, how is the usage of melatonin at night, which I take once every night? And then my nasal conditions, because of the usage of air, is always kind of blocked, at least on one side. And so I want to know about how that, because I'm getting old, I guess.
Well, melatonin is very important, and my understanding is it helps us go to sleep. It doesn't necessarily help us stay asleep. But melatonin, if supplementing with melatonin, not a bad idea. It may not, though, help you stay asleep. If you need oxygen at night, I'm always wondering, so if you're taking oxygen at night, at least have a sleep study done so that we know the oxygen is getting to your lungs. Because if you have a blockage, if your airway is being constricted at night and you're on oxygen, it's not going anywhere, except, so, yes.
Ken, as a former sports broadcaster, I've heard many times, shut your mouth, save your life. But that said, right now I can breathe perfectly, nasal, mouth, but it seems like at night, that's when all of a sudden I get congested and I wake up. I do use the CPAP machine, but like you said, as the years have progressed, I'll take it off just because of the congestion.
Yeah, that's a great question. So post-nasal drip seems to be a higher problem with OSA. We have, I didn't really get into acid reflux or silent reflux, GERD, really, really, and so I'm looking always at erosion on the teeth, acid erosion, because GERD is very, very prevalent with OSA. I would think also maybe combination therapy, an oral appliance with a CPAP, myofunctional therapy, allergy testing. So anyone that can't nasal breathe, number one is we need to do some allergy testing. And we can do some blood finger prick now, send that off, you get a consult with the ENT, allergists. We need to figure out what, fortunately we have less mold problem here in Colorado, but nonetheless, there's still allergy and we're coming up on a time when there's going to be a lot of pollen and our nasal congestion gets much worse.
What about the surgery that opens it up?
What about the surgery? So I think what you're talking about probably is turbinate reduction, or maybe for deviated septum. The turbinate reduction, certainly there's a place for that. It wouldn't be I don't think it should be our first means of treatment, but an evaluation with an ENT, trying to figure out, and we're going to try non-surgical approaches first. There is one complication with too much turbinate reduction, is you can get an empty nose syndrome. That's horrible because you can't tell if there's air coming through your nose. It's just this awful feeling. Really, really disconcerting. So, myofunctional therapy, in other words, don't look at monotherapy. We need many approaches to treat and solve. Tongue expansion, there's many, many modalities. I saw another, yes.
I have two questions, kind of relating to the fact that you saw a lot of us are not native here. One is about humidity. Do you think that it's important to keep a humidifier? Does that help with OSA? And then the other is, with elevation, do you ever get to a point where you recommend people to move to lower elevations because of OSA?
Well, I used to always see the benefits of living at a high elevation. However, it also comes with a lot of risks. And that puts us all at greater susceptibility to desaturation, to OSA, to airway problems. So the elevation means, most of us probably are not at a 98, 97% saturation level when we sleep. For me, I'm probably 92, 94. So we're just more susceptible. And the other part was, humidification. Absolutely, I think we talk now about airway hygiene, and part of airway hygiene is going to be nasal irrigation. That's going to be really important. In this area, maybe even the mists, the nasal mists, like the ocean, the saline. But humidification is very beneficial. And that's what nasal breathing does for air, is when we breathe through our nose, the air is humidified, it's filtered, and we get nitric oxide, which is a molecule compound that's so important for health. It's a vasodilator. So without nitric oxide, that's one of the reasons behind why nasal or mouth breathing is so dangerous. Yes.
Thank you for this information. How much of a contributing factor is carrying extra weight?
So absolutely, that's a big factor. And so losing weight, neck circumference is a big player. Now, it's interesting though. So someone that is overweight and has OSA, they can see a significant improvement by losing weight. But a thinner person that has OSA, they don't have that room. So there's actually some advantages then in your treatment when there's that option. But weight is a big factor. Alcohol and caffeine as well, big disruptors of sleep.
Did you have a question?
Yes, I wonder if you could discuss central sleep apnea.
Well, that's a little above my pay grade, but so central sleep apnea means that the brain is not telling your body to breathe. So many central apneas also have an obstructive component. But that is really you need a very good sleep physician involved. You need someone that understands airway health, not just your traditional sleep medicine per se. I know a phenomenal one in Houston. There's also very good ones here in our metro area. But central sleep apnea is very concerning because it means the brain's been damaged already. And there's other causes of that, but it's our brain is essentially not telling your body to breathe.
All right, well, thank you, Ken. This was really informative. And for speaking, we will donate 60 vials of the polio vaccine in your name. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. All right, you guys. Okay.
I'm happy to hang around. If you have questions, if at a later point you want to ask me any questions, or I'm happy to do that.
All right, you guys, can you hold on just 1 second? We are dark next Friday. We are dark. It's Good Friday. No meeting, no meeting. So, all right, let's go out, unite for good, and drink whiskey.